After the weight of consequence has been fully shouldered, after the conscious consent to the cost has been given, something unexpected happens. The noise of decision making, the pros and cons, the fears and desires, the social calculations, and ethical ponderings doesn't just quiet down, it falls away entirely. In its place, there opens a profound and fertile emptiness. This is not emptiness as lack, but emptiness as pure potential. This is the suspended space. This episode is an exploration of that inner territory. It is the wizard's true sanctum. Not a physical room, but a state of being. A state of pure, calm, non-judgmental observation. In this space, one is not the thinker of the thoughts, nor the feeler of the emotions. One is the silent witness to them, watching them arise, play out, and dissolve like clouds crossing a vast, still sky. From this vantage point, the I is not driven by ancient programs, immediate reactions, or the frantic energy of fear. It is seated in a deep, quiet presence. From this seat, the next experience is not stumbled into, but can be selected with clarity. The suspended space is often called the gap, the subtle, almost imperceptible pause between the in-breath and the out-breath, or more importantly, between a stimulus and our response. It is in this gap that our freedom resides. As philosopher and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl profoundly observed, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space, our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. The suspended space is the deliberate cultivation and expansion of that space until it becomes a dwelling place. The magic of this space is its infinite creative potential. It is the quantum vacuum from which particles of reality emerge. It is the blank canvas before the brushstroke, the silence before the note. It is the point of power where the future trajectory of the spiral, our personal spiral, and our participation in the collective spiral is not determined by past momentum, but can be gently, intentionally nudged. A clear intention set from this space carries a different quality than a goal born from anxiety or lack. It is imbued with the quiet certainty of the observer, not the desperate need of the ego. Learning to dwell in this space, to make it a home base for consciousness, is perhaps the most practical magic of all. From here, we engage with the world. We act, we speak, we create, we relate. But the actions are now sources from stillness, the words from silence, the creations from clarity, and the relationships from presence. We become like a dancer whose center of gravity is so perfectly balanced that the most complex movements appear effortless, because they originate from an unmoving core. This state is the undisputed goal of most contemplative traditions. It is known by many names, but its characteristics are universal: stillness, silence, clarity, and boundless awareness. In Zen Buddhism, this is Shikantaza, just sitting. It is a form of meditation without an object, without trying to achieve anything. One simply sits, alert and open, allowing all phenomena, thoughts, sounds, sensations, to come and go without interference. This practice is to rest as a boundless space in which these phenomena appear. The suspended space is not something to be reached for. It is what remains when all grasping and doing cease. The Christian mystical tradition of Hesychasm, from the Greek hesychia, meaning stillness or silence, seeks this same inner sanctum through the prayer of the heart. The repetitive prayer, Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. It's not about beseeching a far-off God, but a tool to quiet the noisy mind and descend into the heart, where the presence of God is experienced as a luminous, wordless stillness. It is the suspension of discursive thought to dwell in direct communion. The Tao Te Ching points to a space as the source of all effective action. It says, "Do you have the patience to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving? The right action arises by itself. The suspended space is the allowing of the mud to settle. The right action is not decided by the ego. It emerges with crystalline clarity from the settled, silent mind." Modern neuroscience, through studying the default mode network, offers a fascinating correlation. The DMN, default mode network, is the brain network active when we are not focused on the outside world, when we are daydreaming, ruminating, or thinking about ourselves. In experienced meditators, the DMN quiets significantly. The constant self-referential chatter, the narrative self, subsides. What remains is a state of open monitoring, a present-centered awareness with a central chattering I. This is the neurological signature of the suspended space, the brain at rest, yet fully aware. To cultivate this is to perform the ultimate alchemy of time itself. We move from being prisoners of psychological time, lost in regrets about the past, anxieties about the future, to inhabiting the eternal now. In the suspended space, there is only this breath, this sensation, this moment of awareness. Past and future are seen as mental concepts arising in the present. This power of now, as termed by teacher Eckhart Tolle, is the discovery that the only point of reality, and therefore the only point of power, is the present moment, when it is entered fully, without resistance. From this home base, life is not a problem to be solved, but a mystery to be experienced. Challenges arise, but they are met from a place of response, not reaction. Joy arises, and it is felt fully without the fear of its loss clinging to it. This is not a state of passive withdrawal. It is the foundation for the most dynamic, creative, and compassionate engagement possible. The wizard who can retreat into this suspended space is the one who can act in the world with unparalleled precision and grace, because their action is not contaminated by personal turbulence. The suspended space is the eye of the hurricane. All around, the winds of thought, emotion, and world's event may howl, but in the center, there is a profound calm, and from that calm, one can see the entire storm clearly, understand its nature, and choose with perfect clarity where, when, and how to step. It is the final preparation, the sacred pause, before the spiral turns into its next conscious beginning.